Welcome to Everyday Emotional Vocabulary, where each week we take a word or a phrase that we all experience and delve deeper into its higher meaning and a higher level of experience of it. And this week's word is gray. Gray is a state of unresolved but active formation where clarity has not yet fully emerged. And we often register gray as depletion, suppression, or a disconnection when its deeper function is not yet recognized, supported, or embodied. Because we all experience days that don't feel bright, when the sky is muted, the light is softened, and everything seems quieter, less defined, or less declared. And many people have been taught to read those days as heavy, dull, feeling off or empty, or even a little lifeless. But what if that meaning is incomplete? What if a gray day is not showing us absence, but formation? And that's where the paradigm begins to shift. Because on a gray day, nature isn't doing nothing. Things are happening. Moisture is gathering, pressure is shifting, light is diffusing, and the atmosphere is reorganizing. Roots are still growing underground. The conditions are still changing, and even when nothing appears radiant or fully revealed, things are happening. A gray day doesn't mean life has been paused. It often means something is underway that visibility can't yet fully show. And perhaps the same is true in us. There are seasons in life when things are not yet clear. Not because we're lost or because we're behind or because something is wrong. It's because what is next has not yet fully formed. And this is where most of us struggle. When something feels ambiguous, we want to rush to resolve it. We try to define it too quickly. We name it too quickly, and we decide too quickly. We reach for certainty because the unclear can feel uncomfortable. But premature clarity has a cost. It can make us force meaning before meaning has ripened. It can make us choose before we're ready. And it can make us call something confusion when it's actually reorganization. And that's why gray as an emotional vocabulary matters, because gray is the space between knowing and forcing. It's the space where the old clarity no longer fits, but the deeper clarity has yet to arrive in full language. And when we don't understand that space, we often interrupt it. We override it with urgency. We want to fill it with noise in the name of something happening. We judge it as lack, or we try to brighten what might not need brightening at all. But nature doesn't apologize for gray skies. Nature doesn't rush to prove that something is happening. It simply continues forming. And that offers another way to understand our own gray seasons. Maybe the day feels quieter because something is gathering. Maybe things feel less defined because something deeper is reorganizing. Or maybe what feels unresolved is not empty at all. Maybe it's becoming instead. And that changes the meaning of gray completely. Gray is no longer just a dullness. It's no longer just gloom. So it's not something that you feel you have to escape. Gray becomes capacity. It's the capacity to remain with what is, what's not fully formed yet, without forcing premature clarity. And the capacity to stay present in ambiguity just long enough for deeper alignment to take shape. The capacity to sense that not every meaningful process arrives in full color. Some things emerge through brightness, and some things emerge through softening, thickening, holding, and pause. A gray day might not be withholding life. It may be preparing it. That's the shift. And in the same way, a gray season is us in us may not be blocking our way to move forward. It may be the very space in which the next level is organizing. So this week, when life feels less defined, pause before calling it a negative. And you can ask, is this emptiness or is this formation? Formation. Is this confusion or is something deeper taking shape before it can be named? Gray may not mean nothing is happening. Gray may mean something is happening that can't yet be forced into visibility. And most of the time, that is exactly where the truest movement begins. I'm Raisa Nazaire, and if you like this word, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Until next week, with the next paradigm shifting, everyday emotional vocabulary.